Hi everyone. So for this demo today, we're going to put
This call is
this
being recorded using
for
Crisp.
five AI models, and we're going to do a deep research. Now, I do have a sample prompt repository here. Now, we're going to put a type of request, which is going to be an AI development for 2026. So, just to give a brief background, this prompt is a deep research instruction template designed to guide AI models in conducting comprehensive research on AI developments expected in 2026. It's specifically created to support the planning of a panel discussion or a fireside chat for the Cloud and Data Center Convention 2026. And then we're going to use this sample prompt instructions. Now, before we use this, I'm just going to briefly discuss how I synthesized or how I created this prompt instruction. I've used this framework called Create. So, Create stands for character, request, examples, adjustments and constraints, types of output, evaluations, and steps. Now, what's the purpose of Create is to ensure that the AI model serves a character or a persona. Let's say, for example, you want an AI model to act as an HR trainer, helping new employees learn workplace etiquette. Next is request. So what it means is it clearly states what you want the AI to do. Let's say, for example, you want the AI to create an onboarding checklist for new hires. So you don't just simply say create an onboarding checklist. You need to make sure what the purpose of onboarding checklist is for. Let's say the purpose you are creating an onboarding checklist is for new hires. Next is you give examples. Now, the purpose of examples is to ensure that the AI models understand certain nuances or differences. So let's say example. Here's an example of another department checklist for reference. And then next is adjustments and constraints. So you add certain rules, limits, or requirements, or like necessary guardrails the AI must follow. Let's say, for example, when you're doing a deep research, you want an AI model to ensure that it's only searching trusted and reliable resources like citations coming from Harvard, from Oxford, or let's say from Philip Daily Inquirer. And you want the AI model to avoid searching contents or information coming from Reddit or Quora. Next is you want to make sure that you use types of output. Let's say you want the AI model to specify how you want the result to look to be formatted. Let's say you want a citation to be listed in bullets. Next is examples or steps. Or I'm sorry, I mean evaluations and steps. You wanted to make sure to provide criteria for success or steps to follow to improve the output. Let's say, for example, you want the AI model to review whether all key onboarding stages are included, such as equipment setup, policy briefing, or even team introduction. Okay, we're not going to go deeper into prompt engineering techniques. I'm just sharing you how I created this very long prompt instruction. Now, regardless how long or short your prompt instruction is, you need to make sure that you have all the key elements, at least the create format. Now, I'm just going to briefly show you what this prompt contains. Let's say the character is you're an expert AI researcher, technology analyst, and content strategies with deep expertise in artificial intelligence trends and developments, cloud infrastructure and data center ecosystem, global AI policy and regulatory frameworks, environmental, social, and governance considerations in technology. And then request you want the AI model to conduct a comprehensive deep research on AI developments expected in 2026 to support the creation of a panel discussion or fireside chat for the Cloud and Data Center Convention for 2026. Now, it says here your research must cover three interconnected themes, let's say growing demand for AI infrastructure, sustainability and ESG implications, global AI regulations landscape. Next is you might need to also provide examples, let's say, for infrastructure analysis, reference recent model releases with performance benchmarks and compute requirements. include data center expansion announcements for major cloud providers like AWS, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure, Oracle. ESG analysis, you also include adjustments and constraints that say you're asking use only reliable authoritative sources, government publications, peer-reviewed research, established new outlets, Reuters, Bloomberg, Verge, TechCrunch, and then you want the AI model to avoid user-generated content platforms like Reddit, Quora, or unverified sources. And then scope of boundaries, and then accuracy standards. And then you also include types of output. Let's say you want an executive summary around 300 to 400 words, and then also AI infrastructure debate analysis, and then also the number of characters required, and then also you're including evaluations and steps. Let's say you want your research output that will be assessed against these criteria like accuracy, currency, comprehensiveness, clarity, actionability, balance, source quality. Steps to follow, and then usage no. So it's up to you whatever context you wanted to provide. As long as you need to make sure that you provide all the contents, it should be very concise, clear, and it should not be vague. Okay, I'm going to copy this and then we're going to test 5 AI models. Also, we have Perplexity, and then we have Claude, we have Google's Gemini, we have OpenAI's ChatGPT, we have Grok, which is developed by XAI. It's Elon Musk AI startup. Actually, just to correct myself, is actually we're going to test 6 AI models, which includes Copilot, which is owned or developed by Microsoft, which is also supported by OpenAI's GPT models. Okay, let's first go to Perplexity. What we're going to do is we're going to use its research capabilities. Okay, just a quick disclaimer. The features that I'm using right now may not be available for if you're currently on a free version. So you might want to check your current subscription to see if the features that you're seeing right now is currently available or not. Because most of the features that I'm currently using right now are not available on the free versions. Okay, I'm going to copy this prompt instruction and then I'm going to click this button. Next is let's go to Claude. Now let's go ahead and make sure that we're at least using the most capable um, AI model. Currently, it's updated to Claude Opus 4.5. And then we're going to just copy this prompt and then paste it here. Next is we'll go to Google's Gemini. So currently Google's Gemini has been updated to Gemini 3. So we're going to use the Thinking with 3 Pro model. And then we're going to select deep research here and then paste the prompt. Next is let's go to OpenAI's ChatGPT and then let's do deep research. Now, just a quick disclaimer. So for the plus version, there's currently a limit for deep research. I've already used one yesterday, so it says here I still have 24 left until January 5th. So my deep research counts would refresh by the 5th of January. So please keep in mind or be mindful of your usage as well. I'm going to select deep research and then hit submit. And then for Grok, I'm going to paste it here and then select um, deep research. And then it's up to you if you wanted to select a whichever applicable persona. But since we're going to ask Grok to be an expert AI researcher, so we're not going to select anything here. So let's go ahead and click submit. Next is we'll go to Microsoft's Copilot. Now you can see some uh, options here. What we're going to do is we're going to select Think Deeper, which is better for more complex topics. Since our topic is too complex because it has a lot of nuanced context. So we're going to select this model and then hit submit. Now, please note that depending on your internet access and also the length of the research that you're going to do, so uh, the the duration may vary as well. Now, let's go to Gemini. So as we can see here, it's if we're going to collapse this, it's giving us the necessary actions. So it's up to us whether you wanted to edit the plan or start research, or if we want to try again without deep research. But since we're doing a deep research, we're going to just start research. And then we're going to check Perplexity. As we can see, Perplexity was able to generate the research request that we've already did. Actually, it's still reading. You can actually see the button, but Perplexity is very fast. Actually, some researchers prefer Perplexity because of its highly advanced research capabilities, because it's actually using different AI models. It's currently powered by its own AI model, which is Perplexity Sonar. It's also powered by GPT models, Claude's latest was in Sonnet model, and then it's Gemini as well. Then we're going to proceed to Claude. Now, as you can see here, this screen, it's actually showing us like the codes generated, which means that it's like giving us the context what's happening from the back end while it's working on the task that we are requesting. Next is let's go to Gemini. As you can see here, you can click this show thinking. You can select source browser. You can see which websites Gemini is trying to scrape. So there's a lot of it. Let's say you can see Medium, and then you can see unep.org, reforum.org. So there are tons of it. And then let's go to OpenAI's ChatGPT. So it says here it's asking us if we want the output delivered as text file directly from chat or both. So all you have to do is to respond whichever is applicable for you. It says here, are you open to include charts, tables? Yes. Should I prioritize developments in hyperscalers? No. Um, at least all latest developments. And then next is, are there any specific panelists, profiles, audience demographics? So we can just say all, including key decision makers. And then, do you want the output delivered to text file only, directly to the chat, or both? So you'd say just no. And then let's visit Grok. Okay. Now, as we can see, Grok was able to generate the key points. So if we look into um, the research that we did, it's giving us executive summary in AI infrastructure demand analysis. And then let's go to Microsoft's Copilot. You can also click this button, see my thinking, which means that um, it you can see the thought process of what happened during the time that you have submitted the instruction and what Copilot is currently working on and doing as well. It's like you're speaking to an executive assistant or an AI research assistant, an actual human. It's explaining, someone is explaining to exactly what they're trying to do right now or the task that they're doing. Now, as we can see, you can see right now it has generated executive summary, the AI infrastructure demand, sustainability and ESG, and then panel prompts and engagements, sources. Now, as we can see here that the deep research for Copilot is much shorter. Now, let's go ahead and visit Claude. Now, what you can see, it's already trying to generate the report. You can see this. This is what we call it's like the canvas on the right panel. And then in Gemini, you can see there's a circle on it, which means that it's still working on the deep research. Let's visit OpenAI. So we can see here that it's still searching. So you can see the count here, like six, seven sources, which means that it's starting to scrape or it's trying to access or scan different sources from different websites, like research materials that are open to public. Now, how is it possible that these AI models was able to like get the latest or the up-to-date information? Now, these AI models are currently using their respective or proprietary web search tools. Although they don't fully disclose these tools, but they're using it in order for them to be able to get access real-time information from different websites, from different sources, or even on YouTube as well. Especially, it's an advantage for companies like Google that owns their own respective search engine tools like Google Search, and then also for Grok, since it's actually owned by XAI, which is owned by Elon Musk, so it was able to access real-time information from X, which is formerly Twitter. And then let's go ahead and visit um, these AI models. So as we can see, Gemini and OpenAI's ChatGPT is the lead, so they're still trying to complete the research, the deep research. Okay, now what we're going to notice here, if we actually go to Claude, now let me just switch um, my view here. So you can see that it's saying here that research report has been completed, which includes the executive summary, 400 words, AI infrastructure demand analysis, 800 words, sustainability and ESG, global regulatory landscape, and then panel discussion talking points, sources and references. So it gave us examples like McKinsey, Goldman Sachs, Deloitte, Gartner, government publications, EU Commission. And then on the right panel, what it did, instead of doing the deep research, it actually created an actual document for us that is ready to be shared. So if you're the type of person that you would like to have your AI model instead to have a ready document, you can also use Claude. In fact, it already included the table. Okay, but just one thing or just a quick reminder when you're doing deep research, it's really important for us to keep in mind these sections. If we hover to this section, let's say, for example, here in Perplexity, if we hover this, these are the cited sources, which means that, for example, if let's say Perplexity said that the wrapper ecosystem is projected to follow Salesforce partner model where ecosystem partners earn $6 for every $1 spent on the core plan. Basically, it's actually referencing certain sources, like for example, you can see the website, which is PwC. If we visit other sources, let's say for example, on Grok and then on Copilot, we will also notice similar features where you can see the cited sources. Now, the purpose of these sources is to show us, based on our prop earlier, that uh, it conducted the deep research based on the instruction that we need to make sure that we are citing trusted sources, like Gartner, like McKinsey. Now, and also, one of the purpose of this is for us to also apply the human in the loop framework, for us to also confirm and make sure that we are applying human judgment. So one of the things that we also need to take into consideration is fact checking as well. Now, please keep in mind that these AI models can make mistakes. So it's important for us to make sure that we also do a validation so that we can make better decisions whether we are satisfied with the sources that was given to us or not. Okay, so like example with this. So in Middle East, Saudi UAE pursue pro-growth national AI strategies with a strong state. Now, if we hover to this, you can see that it is showing us the national strategy for data and AI. And then let's go back to Gemini. Now, Gemini has completed a deep research. It even gave us a table. Similar with the other AI models, it's giving us like the options for us to collapse where it actually got the sources. Let's say, for example, asynchronous operation. Users define high-level objectives. So it's giving us the site from Google's anti-gravity. So what you can do is you can validate whether a synchronous operation is valid or not. Let's say, let's try this. This is just for testing purposes. So if you don't see this, let's say asynchronous. Let's say user defines high-level refactor authentication module. Let's say authentication. Okay, if you're not seeing that, what you can do is, let's say, you can clarify, say, I can't find the this section, or I can find the context of this section from this cited source. And then you can just copy it. I'm just actually giving an example. What is an example action that you can do when you're doing fact check? You can clarify with Gemini that you can find this section, or you could ask them, maybe I just missed something, or something like that. And what's showing here, it's actually trying to possibly, if Gemini made a mistake on this, it will actually make the necessary revisions for you. Next is let's visit OpenAI's ChatGPT. It says here that it's still trying to complete the deep research. And then let's just close this first. Okay, so you can see it's still trying to reprocess the deep research that we did earlier. We can also do the same thing with the rest. Let's say, for example, you go to Perplexity, you can do a similar deep research as well. For example, you saw it tried to get information from Wikipedia. If you think that the information um, is not um, accurate in Wikipedia, you can exclude that on your, you can tell on the prompt that do not search using Wikipedia. So it's a matter of fine tuning, refining, or doing an iteration. So for me, it's not a one shot thing. You just have to learn how to iterate, to redo or refactor the process to ensure that you get the best optimal result that you want. Regardless of what you're doing, whether you're doing a deep research, you're trying to build a dashboard using AI, or you're trying to build an application. So let's see. Let's try to um, do a sample fact check. Let's say AI wrapper ecosystem. Gartner predicts by 2026 over 40% of new enterprise applications will be embedded AI wrappers, up from under 5% in 2023. So let's see. AI wrappers. So it says here AI wrappers. So let's try to validate. It says here 2026. Okay, so it's saying here Gartner predicts that by 2026, over 40% of new enterprise applications will include embedded AI wrappers, up from 5% in 2023, which means that it did explicitly um, provide this proper section is based on this action. Now, you have to keep in mind, let's say, for example, you're trying to avoid any forms of plagiarism. You can include, or you can ask the AI model to ensure to rewrite this and make sure that it acknowledges the sources to make sure that you don't get hit with any issues related to plagiarism or any copyright issues. Every time you're doing a deep research, you need to make sure to acknowledge who the author is, because we just need to make sure that we do respect their work. Next is let's go back to OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's still doing the research. Now, one useful thing, if we go back, let's go back first to Gemini. It says here you are correct. If you remember earlier, I asked Gemini, I can't find the context of this section of synchronous operations. Yours just defined high-level objective. What could have possibly happened here? Okay, so there's one thing that had possibly happened. It simply hallucinated. If you remember, I mentioned earlier that these AI models can make mistakes. So you just have to be mindful of the responses and make sure that we are able to at least do a fact check, at least a fact check. Let's say, for example, out of 100%, let's say you got 100% of data. What you can do is you can do a random sampling um, quality check. Let's say out of 100%, you get 10, 10 responses or 10 data on it, or which is a random sampling of at least 10% out of 100%. And then you can actually, you can do other things here. So if you see this share and export, you have the option to directly export it to Google Docs. Let's just try this one. If you click export, you don't have to go through copying and pasting the content to another document. Um, it's going to create a document for us. As we can see, it already created as a Google Docs that you don't have to rate. It's up to you if you wanted to download it as a Microsoft Word, a PDF, or let's say a rich text format. It's up to you, whichever works for you. Going back to Google's Gemini, um, you see these. It says here that for contents, when you click this, if you click this, it will bring you to the section of the, let's say, theme one, growing demand for AI infrastructure. If we, let's say, hover to this, it will bring you directly to the conclusion. And then if you also have the option to copy the content, and then also, let's say, create the content. Let's say if you wanted to create a web page, an infographic, a quiz, a flashcard, an audio overview. Now let's go ahead and try audio overview. Now please note that you might not hear any volume because I'm currently using a headset. But if you're using a Gemini Pro, you can actually explore this feature. Now let's try to let's see. Let's first try to finish generating the audio overview. Let's just close this one and then let's visit ChatGPT. Okay, there you go. So ChatGPT already finished the deep research. It is also notable. You can notice these sections where it cited the resources. Similar thing that we saw in Google's Gemini, in Copilot, in Perplexity. You can also see that it's also citing sources. Same drill if you think that you're actually suspecting there could be some like minor mistakes or errors. You can do a fact checking by pulling these resources and at least doing Control F and finding to see if the proper section is accurate or not. So what we're trying to do is we're applying the human in the loop framework to ensure that we are using our best human judgment to confirm and see which of these contents are accurate or correct. So we're just actually practicing responsible AI for this exercise or activity. As you can see, it's generating audio overview. Okay, so let's explore this. Okay, so it's saying it's still generating audio overview. Usually it takes an estimate of 5 minutes depending on the content or how it's being generated. Also, you have to also consider your internet connectivity access as well. Okay, so let's just wait and see what happens. Okay, while waiting, for now, I'm going to remove my headset. Just going to just turn off the Bluetooth. Hopefully, we hear the volume right now once we try to test the audio overview. Okay, so let's just wait a couple of minutes because it's just taking a bit longer. And then let's try to explore the content. If we go back to Claude, you have the option to open it on Google Drive, but you need to make sure that your Claude is connected to a specific Google account. Otherwise, you won't be able to use this feature. And then you also have the option to download this. So it will download this as a PDF. As you can see, it already downloaded, and you can actually access it directly from your device. Now let's just wait a little bit because it's just taking a little bit longer. And then let's also explore some contents. Let's see. We can actually, let's say, let's go to, let's say, Grok. Sorry, I accidentally opened my camera. So it says your key players and competitive dynamics. And then if you hover to this, let's say you click this, it will collapse and it will show us more cited sources. Okay, so as we can see, it already generated the audio overview. So let's try to test this.
Welcome to the deep dive. So, we're digging into a really dense, really critical report from a major cloud convention on the state of AI 2026. Our mission today is to cut through all the noise and figure out what this explosion of new tech actually means for you.
Okay, so um, the purpose of this audio overview, it's like a podcast. So the difference is um, the voice talking here are generated by AI, but and not a real person. So it's actually good. It's actually a very useful tool, especially if you just wanted to get a summary of like what the context is or the TLDR or the too long do not read of this document, and so you don't have to go through everything. So it's just giving us like an audio summary. It's like you're just listening to a radio, something like that, or a podcast.
And you know what's fascinating here is that all the sources, they're confirming this fundamental paradigm shift. It changes everything. We're moving and moving decisively from generative AI, which is all about creating content, to agentic AI.
Agentic AI?
Yeah, you need to think less chatbot and much more
Yeah.
digital employee, an employee executing complex, sustained labor.
And that transition from just making content to actual autonomous labor, that's where it hits a wall, right?
Yeah.
We're going to unpack three huge, unavoidable themes today: the insane demand for compute, the physical limits of power, and this really complicated web of global rules.
The regulatory mosaic, yeah.
Exactly.
So let's start with that first one, the infrastructure, the new frontier models. We're talking Google's Gemini 3 Pro, Anthropic's Claude Opus 4.5. They're built differently. They're designed to plan, execute, and then iterate on these complex workflows.
And for any enterprise, trust is everything here. Gemini 3 uses something they're calling thought signatures. Wait, what are thought signatures? Is that basically a receipt for the AI's logic?
That's a perfect way to put it. Precisely.
Yeah.
It exposes the agent's reasoning, its logic, so you can actually audit its thinking process.
I see.
And this ability to reason for long periods. That's the core challenge. You have systems like Replit Agent 3 that can now operate autonomously for, get this, up to 200 minutes
Wow, 200 minutes on a single request.
on a single request.
That's the crucial insight then. We're shifting from seconds of compute to hours of sustained workload. That completely changes the economics of the cloud. The demand on processors, it doesn't just climb.
It skyrockets.
Okay, so let me pause this. So you have the option to download this audio overview and upload this whichever platform you want this audio to be uploaded. Now, you can also explore other features like you can select this, create a web page, and then as we can see, we can't select it yet because it's still generating one of the requests. It can only do one certain request at a time, so it cannot do all requests simultaneously. So if you notice here, it says here visualizing data structure, and then coding interface. So it's basically it's like building as a website related to the deep research that we did. Sorry, I opened my camera again. Okay, let's just wait because it would depend on our internet connectivity. So let's just give a little patience on this. So let's try to collapse this and see what it does. So it says here that I've been drilling into source report to tease out of core themes of AI in 2026, infrastructure, ESG considerations, and regulations. My current focus is on understanding the interplay between these elements and identifying potential areas for interactive exploration. And then let's just wait a little bit. Just close this. And then you have the option to pin or rename it. So let's see what's happening right now. So it's still, let's say, coding, the interface, show thinking. Remember, because it's we're using the pro model. As we can see, it generated a replicate of the website. We can also view the codes that was used if you click console. Supposedly there should be a console showing here. If you see the black one, and then if we click this, we can click overview. We go to infrastructure. It's even giving us um the actual data, and then ESG sustainability, and then global policy. If we click this, it's like a working website, and you have the option to copy content. You can also see the code that was used, like this code right here. You can copy of this and deploy this on another platform if you wanted to build like a separate website related to this research. And then let's try to, let's see, let's click on X, and then let me try here. So it's generated the audio overview. Let's go back to open. And then let's go back to what else we can do. We can click infographics. Now this time it's going to actually show us or build us an infographic. And then while it's building, let's go to ChatGPT again. And then if we click this, you will see the citations here, like all the sources. So it's simply almost the same. The things that Perplexity did, citing sources, all you have to do is to ensure you do all at least basic fact checking. At least you do a random sampling of at least if it's like 100 out of 100%. If the 10% out of 100%, let's say, is accurate, mostly it's likely not 100%, but at least 96 or 97% accurate. Okay, so it's kind of like slow because it's saying it's confirming the Unicode icon usage. So it's saying here, what you're seeing here right now, it's basically Gemini's reasoning. So it's trying to tell you what it's trying to do. Now it's already created an infographics for us. So this tool is very useful. Now let's try other features. If we go back to the original content and generated, which is the deep research. If we go to share and export, let's see. You can even create a quiz here. So it's going to create a quiz for us. So the beauty about using Gemini or Google AI's ecosystem, it's because of its diversity, and also um, basically it's a multi-purpose AI model. It can do a lot of things for us. So for example, it was able to build an infographics for us. It was able to like build a replicated website where you can actually copy the codes that was generated, like the HTML codes, and then you can just use it and deploy it on another platform or another website creation platform. And then as we can see, it says here developing JSON structure. It's simply telling us its reasoning capabilities, what it's trying to do. Let's say Gemini is trying to tell us that I've been analyzing the user request. So it's like you have an assistant, but this time it's an AI, not a human, which explains trying to explain to you what he or she's doing. Now, it says here it already created like a quiz. Now, let's try to answer in the context of 2026 AI infrastructure. What primary shift in compute demand is driving the need for massive data center infrastructure? Or, I'm sorry, data center expansion. Okay, let's try this. So it's correct. And the next, which cooling technology is becoming a operational necessity for hyperscale? I'm just going to guess. Let's say direct to chip liquid cooling. So it's giving us a quiz. It's showing us the score here. The green means the right answers that you've answered, or the number of the right answers, and the red one is the number of the wrong answers. And then we'll just X here. So let's go back again to the original content, which is the research, just to show you other contents that you can create or do with this one. So I think I made a mistake. It should be the, okay, there you go. You can also create a flashcard for this. So let's try the flashcard this time. So as we can see, it's generating like it's summarizing key points. And then it's telling us like the reasoning capabilities as well. So let's check here. It's saying you're generating flashcards now. I'm currently working on crafting flashcards based. Okay, so there you go. It has generated a flashcard. And then Singapore's AI governance approach, model training, computational intensive process teaching models by feeding massive data sets to adjust internal parameters. Let's PUE, let's power usage effectiveness. Let's go here. Jevons paradox for AI efficiency. Let's check another flashcard. And then next is check this one. Okay, so there you have it. So we were able to do like a side-by-side comparison of these six AI models using deep research capabilities for a specific R&D or like a research and development for AI and cloud and data center. So I hope you've learned something from this demo for today. And please do keep in mind that the features of these AI models are constantly evolving. So whatever feature you see right now might change soon. So please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel, our pages, so that we can provide you more valuable contents related to AI. That's all. Thank you so much.